Уже штук 20 пролетіло. Не видно українського герба. Точно.
Ніхуя собі, блядь.
War is upon us. World War III, too early to tell. There are a lot of people discussing whether or not America should get involved in the recent conflict that erupted in Ukraine. There are a lot of people discussing about, hey, are Putin's actions here justified? But what I want to do is take a back seat and acknowledge how awful war really is. The depravity of war, the reality of war. Because all of us here are discussing it, but do we really know what we're talking about? So we're gonna take a look at some grueling pictures and clips that will really show us the reality of war. Then we're going to take a look at why Putin is not afraid of the West, and probably rightfully so. And finally, we're going to end on a lighter note. I'm going to show you one of the dumbest opinions on the matter. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to help Ukraine, you are a white supremacist. How? Leftist logic. I want to start with a video that's, in a way, personal to me, and I'll explain in a second. The video we have here is a father saying goodbye to his family in Ukraine. No words. He's saying goodbye to his family because all males 18 to 60 years old have been ordered to stay in Ukraine and fight for the motherland, while all women and children are allowed to escape, to evacuate. And I'm okay with this. But look at this video. Tell me it doesn't break your heart. This father knows that he will most likely never see his daughter again, who's so young, who might not forget her dad when she grows up. An incredibly sad story, and this is why I think it's in a way personal to me. See, my grandma, she was in the Holocaust when she was a little young child, about her age, in Poland. And her father got on his knees, and he said something similar to what this guy said it to his daughter. And she escaped, she evacuated, and he went off to fight Hitler. He ended up fighting in my opinion, one of the worst battles of the whole World War II, in Stalingrad. 9 years later, he was reunited with his daughter, with my grandmother. He was one of the lucky ones. You think this guy will be? I don't know. But this is what war is. Tearing families apart, traumatizing children, making grown men fall to their knees and cry. This is war. Now, I'm not saying that we must avoid war at all costs. Sometimes war is necessary. But what Putin is doing, uncalled for. Let's take a look at some other videos. This one right here. Absolutely shocking footage of a Russian warplane firing missiles into a residential area. A child screams in horror. This, what I'm about to show you here, you're going to think you're watching a movie, but you're not. You're watching a video of Gaston the Ginger. Like and subscribe. I shouldn't have done that, but whatever. Check this out. Alright, let's rewind. Let's watch that again. Take a look right here. The airplane's right there. And take a look, and you can even hear the missile. I wonder what that feels like, what that hears like when you're right there. Here's a Russian missile hitting an airport in Ukraine. I really feel like I'm watching a movie. I'm seeing these clips on Twitter and I'm thinking to myself, holy fuck, is this actually happening? See, I love history. I studied history in college. I watch history documentaries all the time. And this doesn't seem real to me. It's crazy. It's happening now. Now this right here, for all of you guys who played Call of Duty when you were younger, that scene when the Russians stormed the Reichstag, no, when the Russians stormed the German parliament, they take away the Nazi flag and plant the Soviet flag. Do you guys remember that? Because I remember that. I love that scene. I love that game. Check this out. You're going to see Russian soldiers putting up the Russian flag. This is nuts. It doesn't seem real. And this is what I told you guys before. The Ukrainian Interior Ministry has just announced that Ukrainian men aged 18 to 60 will not be allowed to leave the country and will be turned away from all border checkpoints out of the country. At first I didn't know if this was true, but now it is confirmed true. Even more astonishing, the same guy, the Ukrainian Interior Ministry, has come out and said, if you're in Ukraine and you want to fight, we will give you a weapon. Reports are saying that over 100,000 rifles have already been given out to civilians. That number I cannot confirm. But if it's real, tell me this isn't a movie. Civilians out there getting guns from the military to defend their homes, their streets. It's giving me goosebumps just talking about it again. Wow. Now, before we leave Ukraine, I just want to watch this again, because I want to remind us of what war actually is. That's war. Okay? And this is war. Don't forget this. This guy will probably never see his daughter again. And he will most likely have a horrible death. Wow, that sounded bad. Very draconian, very dark. Who knows, maybe he becomes a war hero and gets to see his daughter get married. Hopefully. But this scene right here, a grown man on his knees crying, it's not right. It's not right. Now here's why Putin's not afraid of the West. Because our military in America, we're not serious. This is new from February 9th, 2022. Diversity, equity, inclusion are Diversity, equity, inclusion are necessities in the U.S. military. That's right. So we're concentrating on diversity and inclusion. The Russian military is beefing up. Check this out. The difference between American and Russian military ads is astonishing, surprising, alarming, and scary. You're going to see what I'm talking about right now. This is the Russian ad. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole thing. Don't worry. It's like a minute long. But I'm going to show you the parts that you need to see. What's enough for you to see. The minimum effective dose for you to then compare to the American ad. And you tell me, which one will attract warriors and which one will attract pussies? Trans pussies.
Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать? Узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей. К черту границы. Ты готов ломать себя до изнеможения?
So we're saying very manly man with weapons, with fighting music.
Каждый день здесь боль закаляет. Шрамы, повседневность. Это ты решил себе что-то доказать. Командир здесь только для того, чтобы ты мог увидеть в нем врага. Потому что без врага нет боя, а без боя нет победы. Превзойти, стать лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад победителем. Потому что завтра первый день твоей новой жизни.
Tell me that's not serious. Shit, I want to sign up for the Russian military. But what about this? I swear this is a real ad. I swear this is a real ad.
Played violin. I also marched for equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom. With such powerful role models, I finished high school at the top of my class.
Why do we care that your moms are lesbians? Why is this in the military ad?
And then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong women. But as graduation approached, I began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life. A sorority girl stereotype. Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women. But what had I really achieved on my own? One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy.
What is this?
When I had real big dreams, I said that and though the year just seems to last now, it's not.
This is pathetic. This is pathetic. This is a military ad. This is pathetic, and that's what America is becoming. My God. Now, I don't like to play these clips for their entirety because, you know, you might get bored, I might get bored, we might get, you know, copyright struck. But this one is so important. This one is so important.
By other presidents, but other presidents never did anything about it because I don't think they understood it or they just didn't want to get involved. But I have to bring it up because I think it's very unfair to our country. It's very unfair to our taxpayer. And I think that these countries have to step it up, not over a 10-year period. They have to step it up immediately. Germany is a rich country. They talk about they're going to increase it a tiny bit by 2030.
Started that in the middle. Let's just listen to the beginning.
I think it's very sad when Germany makes a massive oil and gas deal with Russia where you're supposed to be guarding against Russia, and Germany goes out and pays billions and billions of dollars a year to Russia. So we're protecting Germany, we're protecting France, we're protecting all of these countries, and then numerous of the countries go out and make a pipeline deal with Russia where they're paying billions of dollars into the coffers of Russia. So we're supposed to protect you against Russia, but they're paying billions of dollars to Russia, and I think that's very inappropriate. And the former chancellor of Germany is the head of the pipeline company that's supplying the gas. Ultimately, Germany will have almost 70% of their country controlled by Russia with natural gas. So
That's incredibly important because Brandon, whatever you want to call him, he shut down the Keystone Pipeline here in America. He shut down a whole bunch of fracking, a whole lot of oil production. And if you remember, under Trump, we were oil independent. We were energy independent. Now we're not. Now we import. More importantly, he greenlit the Nord Stream pipeline from Russia to Europe. So not only does he stop oil production here, he allows oil production for Russia, which then makes Russia rich, which then makes Germany and France and all the other pussy-ass European nations completely dependent on Russian energy. So now, when we have a war like this, you have NATO, you have the French pussies, you have the Germans saying, what Russia is doing is wrong. Then America goes in with the sanctions. How long do you think they will last? Like you heard. Germany, 70% of Germany depends on Russian oil. France, the whole of Europe depends on Russian natural gas. So how long do you think these sanctions will last? Not much. And by the way, China, who had a ban on importing wheat from Russia since 1997, all of a sudden decided to lift that ban. Yeah, you got China and Russia working together. World War III, anyone? Maybe. Too early to tell. You got Belarus allowing Russian tanks to go in through their border so they can attack Ukraine from different directions. Do we have a World War III in our hands? Maybe. Too early to tell. Here we have two clips of the same month. The Prime Minister of Iran, Imran Khan, meets President Putin and Xi Jinping. Do we have a trifecta? An axis of evil? World War III, anyone? Maybe. Too early to tell. Whole bunch of pieces of shit. Oh, we already saw this one. So I guess we're done with the clips and the pictures. Now it's time to end the video, but as I promised, we're going to do it on a lighter note. Check this out from Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, one of the dumbest political minds out there. Check this tweet out. Right wing doesn't love Putin just because he's an authoritarian, tyrannical leader. They love him because he's a white authoritarian leader. Race has become more important than ever, than even nationality. They've turned on democracy and now even America in favor of a white warlord. In today's political compass, in today's political world, you could call me right wing. Am I a Republican? No, but I think the left wingers are crazy. Do I love Putin? No. Do I think what he's doing is wrong? Yes. Do I want to inoculate him? Yes, I want to flatten Russia right now. Is it the smart decision? Probably not. We're all nuclear powers. But I'm not going to stand with this. Now, I'm also not with the conservative libertarians like Tim Pool. I don't agree with him either. I don't think we should this is Ukraine's problem. We're not going to send American troops. I think we should send American troops. I think America should be the policeman of the world. Why? Because if it's not us, it's going to be Russia. If it's not us, it's going to be China. And I'd rather the world be shaped in my image than the image of China or in the image of Russia. Because as you can see here, these motherfuckers are dictators. Even worse. Now that Xi Jinping is seeing that no one's doing anything against Putin, he's going to go ahead and take Taiwan. Why not? We got Brandon over here. He's a pussy just like the French and the Germans. I can't believe we're living this right now. It really feels like a movie / textbook / documentary / game. With the missiles, the father on his knees, the political infighting here. This fucking idiot Chen Guiger saying, oh, Republicans love Putin because he's white. The Chinese, the Russians working together with the Iranians. Who else are they going to bring into the alliance? The North Koreans? Hey, they're going to tell North Korea to attack South Korea. Meanwhile, we're distracted there. They take all of Europe and the whole of Taiwan. And then what? Then nuclear war will be inevitable. That's why I want to quash these rebellions and remain the policeman of the world. Yes, it's going to cost us. Yes, I'm not the one fight. It's not your kids. Maybe one day it will be my kids. Who knows? But I'd rather live in a world where America's number one than where dictators are number one, where they have concentration camps. Because, hey, it's the Uyghurs in concentration camps today. Tomorrow it'll be the Americans. Why not? That's it for me today, guys. War is awful, but sometimes it's necessary. What Putin is doing is wrong, and we need to put a stop to it. That's my opinion. Comment down below. You think I'm a crazy redheaded fuck? Let me know. If you agree with me, let me know. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends. This is quite an important subject, and people should be aware of what's going on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your time. I'll see you next time.